Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Archerima. Thanks for joining me and thank you so much for being part of this channel. It's been a while since I posted a video. Apparently I have been very busy. So many things have been happening in the past time and I'm just overwhelmed, but I'm trying my best. So I am back again and today I have another video for you guys and I hope you are all going to enjoy. So stay tuned and let's continue. And before I start, I want to acknowledge everybody who've been watching this channel, subscribing to this channel, supporting this channel, commenting, and even suggesting, criticizing everybody. I just want to give a huge thank you from everyone and from every person who's watching me or who have been a loyal subscriber to this channel and is willing to still continue being part of this Kikuyu channel. So thank you so much once again, and yeah, let's go ahead to the topic of tonight. Now, I have some prepared things for you guys. Today we're going to learn about question forms. How do I ask a question in Kikuyu? And basically we're going to see, or we're going to look at how do we answer, or what do we call question forms in Kikuyu. This is what I have prepared for you guys, so stay tuned, and without wasting much time, let's get to know first of all, how do we call a question in Kikuyu? A question is called Kyoria. Kyoria is a question. Now, what if I want to ask a question, or I want to say ask a question? Oria, Kyoria. Oria, Kyoria. Oria, Kyoria is ask a question. A question is Kyoria. Now, when you ask a question, you always get an answer. So, how do we call an answer in Kikuyu? An answer is called aja. Aja. Aja is an answer. In Swahili, we say uliza swali ujibiwe. Uliza swali ujibiwe. In English, it's just translated to ask a question and get an answer, or Q&A, question and answer. So, in Kikuyu, on the other hand, we say Oria Kyoria Oheo Aja. Oria Kyoria, ask a question, Oheo Aja, and get an answer. Ask a question and get an answer. Answer Aja, question Kyoria. Now, I think, and I hope that is clear. Now, let's go ahead and get to see how do we call question forms, or what are the different question forms that we have and how do we call them in Kikuyu. The first one that we're going to look at is who. Who. We have this, this is a very common question form asking who. How do we say who in Kikuyu? It's called no. No. Who? No. Or you can say oh. Oh. Which doesn't really sound polite according to the Kikuyu speakers, but just to be always in the safe side, just say no. If you want to say who, or you want to ask who is it? No. No. Now, I'm just going to give an example of a question. And my question is, who is that? Or who is it? No sure. No sure. Who is it? No sure. We have already said who means no or oh. Now, who is it? No or sure. Who is it? That's an example of a question. And if you want to answer that, you say, it's me. It's me. How do you translate that in Kikuyu? Nenie. Ne, nie. It's me. Nie. Me. Nie. Nenie. Who is it? No sure. It's me. Nenie. Nenie meaning it's me. That's everything to do with who. Now, the following question form that we have is where? Where? How do we say that in Kikuyu, or how do we ask? Ko. Where? Ko. Where means ko. Now, an example of a question with the word where, or the question itself where, is, for example, if you want to ask, where do you live? Where do you live? Oikaraga ko. Oikaraga. Where do you live? Ko. Where? Where do you live? Apparently, it is in Kikuyu. It's not like you translate word from word. It's like you start behind and coming in front. So, where do you live? Where? Ko. Oikaraga. Ko. Oikaraga is like to live. Ko, the question. Oikaraga. Oikaraga. Ko. I live in Kiambu. Jikaraga, living in Kiambu, in that specific town called Kiambu. I live in Kiambu. Jikaraga, Kiabu, Jikaraga, Kiabu. That's simply how you answer that question. Where do you live? Jikaraga, Kiabu. I live in Kiambu. I live in Kiambu. Now, the third one is when. When? When? We always ask many questions with when. When are you coming? When are you going? When will you be here? So, how do we ask that in Kikuyu? When is called or is said re. Re. When? Re. When? Re. That's how we say it in Kikuyu. An example of a question with when is, for example, if you ask, when did you arrive? When did you arrive? Ora kinyire re. Ora kinyire re. Gokinya arrive. Re when? Ora kinyire re. Now you answer that and say, I arrived yesterday. Dira kinyire ira. Dira kinyire ira. Arrive gokinya ira yesterday. Dira kinyire ira. When did you arrive? Ora kinyire re. Ora kinyire re. Dira kinyire ira. I arrived yesterday. I arrived yesterday. Yesterday ira. Arrive gokinya. Now, the other question form we look at is why. How do we say why in Kikuyu? How do we say that in Kikuyu? Why? Neke. Neke. Why? Neke. Neke means why. Now, an example of a sentence will be, for example, why did you go? Why did you go? Orathire niki. Orathire niki. Wothie. Wothie is going. Niki. Why? Orathire niki. Where? Why did you go? Why did you go? Orathire niki. Why? Niki. Orathire niki. Orathire, to go. Why? Niki. Orathire niki. Why did you go? Orathire niki. So you answer and say, because I was getting late. Niodo nidirashireiro. Niodo, because I was getting late. Late. Niodo nidirashireiro. Gosherero is to be late. Gosherero, to be late. Now, the answer, as I said, is because I was getting late. Niodo nidira shereiro. Niodo, which means because I was getting late. Nidira shereiro. Or sherero, to be late. Why did you go? Why did you go? Orathire neki. Orathire neki. Because I was getting late. Niodo nidirashireiro. That is the answer. Now let's go ahead. The other question form that we get to learn is how. How. Now, how do I say that in Kikuyu? How? What is how in Kikuyu? Atia. How? Atia. How? Atia. Now, an example of a sentence with the word or the question form how. How did you come? How did you come? Okire atia. Okire atia. Woka is to come. How did you come? Okire atia. Okire atia. Now, woka or okire meaning coming, the act of coming. Atia. How? How did you come? Now, answering that will be, I came by car. Jokire nagari. Jokire nagari. I came by car. Woka, coming. Jokire nagari. I came by car. Gari is a car. Woka is coming. Jokire nagari. Okire atia. Okire atia. Jokire nagari. I came by car. Simple as that. Now, let's go ahead and see the next one. The next question form that we have, or I have tonight is what? What? What is it? What? How do we translate that in Kikuyu? K. What? K. What is it? Neke. What is it? Neke. What is going on? Nike kirabi nabere. What is going on? Neke kirathie nabere. Going wrong or going on. What is going on? Neke kirathie nabere. Now, for example, you ask a question. What are you doing? Neke oreka. Neke oreka. If, for example, someone will come and ask me now, what are you doing? Sherry Mark, what are you doing? Neke oreka. Neke, what? Oreka, doing. Neke oreka. What are you doing? Now, I would answer and say, I'm teaching Kikuyu. I'm teaching Kikuyu. Dirafudivia Gikuyu. Dirafudivia Gikuyu. Gofudivia is to teach. Dirafudivia Gikuyu. Dirafudivia Gikuyu. Gikuyu Kikuyu. Dirafudivia teach. That's how I'd simply answer when somebody came and asked me, what are you doing? Neke oreka. Dirafudivia Gikuyu. Dirafudivia Gikuyu. Now, our last but not least question form for tonight is which is it? Which is it? Which one is that? Which day? Which is it? What? I mean, which? Now, how do I translate the question form which in Kikuyu? It's simply called ireko. Ireko. Which? Ireko. Now, an example of a question with the question form which would be, for example, which car is better? Which car is better? Ne gari ereko jega. Ne gari ereko jega. Ne gari. Which car? Ereko. Which is good or better? Jega. Ne gari ereko jega. Ne gari ereko jega. Now I would answer that and say, Neo ya ready. Neo ya ready. Neo ya ready. It's the red car. It's the red car. It's the red car, meaning ne eo ya ready. Ready is simply the color red, just like here. Neo ya ready. Ne gari ereko jega. Which car is better? Neo ya ready. Or it's the red car. Ne gari eo ya ready. Ne gari eo ya ready. Gari is a car. Ready, red. Ne, it is the red car. Or it's the red car. Now, this brings me to the end of this lesson tonight. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of this lesson. I hope you are able to understand different question forms in Kikuyu, and I hope we will see us very soon for the next lesson. So make sure you continue subscribing, commenting, liking, and also don't forget to share this content to your brothers and sisters outside there. And meanwhile, I wish you all a good start of the new week, and stay safe wherever you are. Good night and goodbye.